So you are a mid-career professional who's trying to change over from one career to the other, and you feel like you are a fraud, like you are an imposter, and you want to stop feeling this way. What do you do about it? This is what I'm going to talk about in this video. Hi, I'm Divya Tampi, a mid-career and an emotional wellness coach. Today I'm going to be talking about the 5 steps that you can take to overcome this imposter syndrome that you may have been experiencing. One of the main reasons why people experience what is referred to as an imposter syndrome is because they compare themselves to others. For example, if you're trying to become a finance professional while you had been working in the HR for a long period of time, then you start feeling like an imposter because you look at all the other people who have been working in finance for a long period of time and you think to yourself, wow, they really know what they're talking about. They have answers to all the questions. They have so many years of experience and I'm not able to do any of that. I don't know the answers to so many questions. And this is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people feel like imposters. Another reason why you feel like an imposter is because you're coming from a background of having felt confident and in control of your career, where you knew the subject really well because you worked in that career for a long period of time. And now you're comparing your current state to what you were like in the earlier career. And this also can lead you to feel like an imposter because you also have an expectation in your head that at this age, I should be an expert in whatever I do. So step number 1, remember that everybody feels like an imposter at some point of time or the other. Even those people who are supposed to be experts in their field often feel like imposters when they are invited for various things. So people who may have 30 years of experience in an area, 20 years of experience, sometimes 5 years of experience, also feel that way. You are not alone. So if you take my example, for instance, I am invited sometimes for interviews on emotional wellness. Sometimes I'm asked to write articles on emotional wellness. I feel very excited and I also feel quite anxious. However, when I actually get into the task of writing the article or giving the interview or answering the questions, I'm so involved in the process that I forget about this imposter syndrome which is playing in the back of my mind. The thing for you to remember is that everybody feels like an imposter at some point of time or the other, so you are not alone. The other thing is that experiencing imposter syndrome is a sign of growth. Every time you learn something new, there is a sense of anxiety that comes in. You have new neurons which are growing in your brain. And if something was not new for you, if you did not have to learn new things, you would not experience this kind of anxiety and nervousness. So what you're experiencing is a sign of growth. So pat yourself on the back for having taken this really courageous step. Because feeling like this also drives you to do your best every single day. The second step, practice gratitude. Every time you feel this, remind yourself that you are actually getting to learn a lot. So if you are in your 30s, if you are in your 40s and you are moving into an absolutely new career and having to learn a lot of things, how many people actually have this privilege of getting to learn something so completely new, something that really excites them? And also remember to be grateful for this opportunity to do things that you really love and enjoy doing. Because not everybody gets to do what they love. Step number 3, learn and put in the effort. No matter what your age is, you could be in your 30s or 40s or even 50s. If you're moving into a new career, then you need to know that particular area. You need to learn new things about that particular area. We are very lucky to be in this world today where we have access to information and knowledge in different avenues. So you can go to internet, go to different online courses and get all the knowledge that you want. You have YouTube videos, you can reach out to people in different countries, in different geographies, and get the information that you want. So you have all the knowledge and the information that you need at your fingertips. You don't need to go out to a university and spend 3 years to get a degree for yourself. So learn a lot not only from books and videos and online courses, but also from your experiments and from your experiences of doing the things that are involved in the new career. And here's one thing that you may definitely want to remember. The same thing can be learned in 10 years, in 5 years, in 1 year, and sometimes in a month or a week. Okay, so for example, recently one of my mentors was talking about how you can make 10 videos in 1 day or in 10 days or over a period of 1 year. The difference is how much of focused effort you put in. So if you're motivated about your new career, it is not going to be very hard for you to put in that effort and focus to bring yourself up to speed. And remember that long-term consistency beats short-term intensity any day. This is what my mentor says. Fourth step, admit mistakes. This is one of the biggest fears that most people have, especially when it comes to career changes. So for example, if I'm changing my career at the age of 40, I'm used to people looking up to me and, expecting me to be an expert in that particular area. And suddenly I'm working in a new area and I'm bound to make mistakes because that's the only way I will really learn. Remember that when you do make mistakes, admit to having made the mistake, apologize if required, and immediately look at what you can learn from that situation so that you can make yourself better. Every mistake that you make is a learning opportunity. So you really need to reframe the word failure into a learning opportunity. The fifth one is maintain a self-appreciation journal. Most of us have been socialized into beating ourselves up every time we make a mistake, every time we do not live up to our own expectations or the expectations of others. We've never been really taught to acknowledge and appreciate ourselves for the efforts that we make. So one thing that you may want to do, and which will definitely help you, is at the end of each day, think about 3 to 5 things that you want to appreciate yourself for. For example, you may want to appreciate yourself for that extra effort that you made in learning for the new career, or the effort that you made in making those few calls to people from whom you want to learn, even though that made you feel uncomfortable. Appreciate yourself for taking this really big, courageous step that most people will not take, because it does take a lot of courage to do what you're doing. So those are the 5 steps that you can take to overcome the imposter syndrome that you may have been experiencing. I really hope this has helped you. In case it has, please do click on the like and the subscribe button. And by the way, you can join my community, the Pathmakers World, which is a VIP Facebook group, if you want to get more tips and advice on how to change your career and move over to your dream career. Thank you.